Hello, sir. I'm Yasir Baig, and for this project, I was responsible for the initial project information and objective sections of our Smart Cleaning Plus report. So, to start with, the Smart Cleaning Plus is a healthcare management system we designed for outpatient clinics and medical centers. The reason we picked this problem because a lot of clinics still rely on the manual appointments, like for the booking and like schedule paper records and like disconnecting systems they have between doctors, nurses, and admin staff. So that ends up like causing like problems like double booking or like lost patient informations and slow communication between all the departments. So for my part, I wrote up the background on problem statement explaining that issue and then define our main objectives. Basically bringing all of that into one connected platform where patient can book appointments online, doctors can quickly like access patient histories and all the prescriptions they have, and staff can also manage the day-to-day operations like scheduling and lab results like more easily. And I also set the initial scope for this stage of the project. Since it's an early design, we keep it focused on the core outpatient workflow like appointment management, patient records, e-prescriptions, and like the basic staff functions, rather than just trying to cover everything at once. And lastly, I identified our key stakeholders, which are like patients, doctors, nurses, clinic admins, pharmacies, and laboratories. Since each of them interacts with the system differently. And also outside of my own section, I also brought all of the four parts of the reports together and making sure the formatting, headings, and terminology were consistent across the like whole document. Thank you.
Hello, sir. So in this video, I will be speaking about my part of the project that of the software engineering. So my part of the project is like I was in charge of the elicitation process, which is like gathering all the information, setting up the requirements, where the software is going to be built from. We have four areas of it. We got patient-facing domain. We got for the patients to interact with the portal. For the staff, we got the clinical work domain. Then we got the store like the record management domain, and then we got the operational analysis. So in functional requirements, we chose requirements such as like the doctor dashboard, the e-prescriptions, automated notifications, uh, like appointment scheduling. And for non-functional requirements, we have chose like the non-functional requirements particularly are very important for this project because given the environment, which is healthcare, uh, the system needs to works in the best quality. So if it's not functional or data privacy is compromised, it could be very bad because if it's not functional, the patient's risks are in lives, and then the data that they have, they're very sensitive about their medical records. So non-functional requirements are priority in this case. So the two of the main ones I want to name is like functionality and availability, and data privacy. Those are the two most important ones of the non-functional requirements. Uh, and then in order to prioritize all these requirements, we have used a Moscow method, which is because we chose this one because it fits pretty well with the method that we are using to develop our project, which is the agile method. So as we just chose the agile method, the Moscow will fits the best in because we are working sprints. So as cycles go on, we need to just fix it basically. So Moscow fits very well, and Moscow is a must have, should have, could have, and won't have. So examples of must have will be like in the functional requirements that I named. There will be the doctor dashboard. Um, it will be, for example, the booking system, the electronic health record, and then that it should have, for example, will be automated notifications for such as for doctors and patients. Another one that like they could have what it could have, it would be, for example, having staffing insights or patient engagement, and then it won't have, for example, it won't have a multilingual support system. So it is divided in these ones because the must have is like the ones that we really need. It should have, yeah, like as it says the name, it like yeah, it would be necessary to have automated notifications, but the system can run without them. So the ones that are in must have, they're in must have because the system, the data privacy and the functionality and availability of the system rely on those tasks and those requirements. Instead, if we don't have automated notifications, yeah, it should have it, but the system can operate anyways. And then in the could have, yeah, it is nice to keep a track of things like loyalty of patients, and then things that it won't have this time because we don't need it. It will be like a multilingual system support. We don't need those things. So yeah, that was basically pretty much what I did, just gathering the information and setting up all these requirements and using this method to prioritize which requirements are the most important to have and which ones are not. So based on that, we will be building our software to make it suitable for the healthcare environment. Thank you very much, sir.
Hi everyone, in this part I will explain the agile methodology that we chose for our smart clinic project. First, what is agile? Agile is a way of developing software in small steps. Instead of doing the whole project at one time, we divide the project into smaller parts. These smaller parts are called sprints. In a sprint, the team can plan the work, design the system, test it, and review the results. After that, the team can use feedback to improve the next part of the system. So, Agile is mainly about flexibility, feedback, and continuous improvement. For our smart clinic project, Agile is a good choice because our system has many different features. For example, we have patient registration, appointment booking, doctor schedules, notifications, and medical records. It can be difficult to know all of the requirements perfectly at the beginning of the project. Because of this, Agile allows us to work on the system step by step. For example, the team could first work on the appointment booking feature. After that part is designed and reviewed, the team could work on patient registration. Then we could move to other features such as doctor schedules and notifications. This means we do not need to finish the whole system before getting feedback. Feedback can be given after each sprint. For example, patients might say that the appointment booking process is getting too complicated. The team can then improve the design in the next sprint. This is one of the main benefits of Agile. It allows us to make changes more easily. Another reason we chose Agile is because Smart Clinic has different types of users. There are patients, doctors, and administrative staff. Each user may have different needs. For example, patients need an easy way to book appointments. Doctors need to see their schedules and patient information. And administrative staff, they may need to manage appointments and patient records as well. Because of this, getting feedback from the users is important. Agile allows the team to collect this feedback during the project. The feedback can then be used to improve the system. For our project, the team can also create something called a product backlog. A product backlog is simply a list of the features and tasks that need to be done. The team can then choose the most important tasks and work on them first. For example, appointment booking could be one of the first tasks because it is an important part of Smart Clinic. After completing one sprint, the team can review the work. If there are any problems, they can be fixed or added to a future sprint. It is important to mention that our project is currently at the initial design stage. So we are not saying that we have already developed these features. We are now explaining how Agile will be used to develop the system in the future. Agile is also different from the waterfall model. In waterfall, the project normally follows a fixed order. The team completes one stage before moving to the next stage. This can make changes more difficult later. Agile is more flexible. If the requirement change, the team can make changes in future sprints. This is useful for a smart clinic because the users may have new ideas or requirements during the project. Another benefit of Agile is that it can help the team find problems early. The team does not have to wait until the whole system is finished. Instead, smaller parts can be checked after each sprint. If a problem is found, the team can fix it before moving too far forward. Agile also helps with team communications. Team members can regularly discuss what they are working on, what problems they have, and what needs to be done next. However, Agile also has some disadvantages. Because Agile allows changes, the project needs good communication and planning. If the requirements keep changing too much, it can affect the project time and budget. So the team still needs to decide which requirements are the most important. Overall, we choose Agile because it is flexible and allows regular feedback. It is suitable for Smart Clinic because the system has many features and different types of users as well. The team can develop the system in small parts, check each part, and improve it based on feedback. To conclude, Agile gives our Smart Clinic project a flexible way to develop the system. It allows us to make changes, find problems early, and improve the system step by step. Since this is only the initial design stage, Agile gives us a good plan for how the system can be developed in the future. Thank you.
Good evening. So I will explain what I did for software engineering assessment 2. So my responsibility is to develop the initial project timeline and the preliminary budget breakdown for Smart Clinic Plus. So Smart Clinic Plus will be developed using the Agile framework as Nadia explained before. Agile shows the development team to divide the system into smaller iterations and gradually deliver the key function, as Nadia said. This is suitable for Smart Clinic Plus because the system contains many different features, including doctor dashboard, queue management, notifications, laboratory integration, security controls, analytics, and e-prescriptions, electronic health record, and appointment management. These are all the stuff in Smart Clinic that we have to make. And for the initial project timeline, we estimate that the development will take around 13 weeks each. Yeah, 13 weeks. Each stage focus on a different set of features, while testing and feedback can be carried out throughout the project. In week 1, the team will focus on requirements analysis and project planning. At this stage, we identify the main system requirements and organize the overall development process. In week 2, the team will work on UI and UX design as well as database design. In this stage, this stage is important because we need to plan both the user interface and the way information will be stored in the system. That's why this is so important. In week 3, development will focus on the online appointment booking system. This will allow patients to book, reschedule, or cancel their appointments. And week 4, we will focus On the smart key system and automated notification. The smart key will help manage patient waiting times, while the notification feature can send appointment reminders and other important updates. And during week 5 and 6, the team will develop the electronic health record or EIHR and the doctor dashboard. These features will allow doctors to access patient information, medical records, appointments, and consultation related informations. This one is also important because in uh, in the situation that doctor need medical record fast, they have to get it fast. And during week 7 and 8, the development will focus on the e-prescription system and laboratory integration. Doctors will be able to generate prescription electronically, while laboratory results can be connected to the patient's medical record. And during weeks 9 and 10, the project timeline again includes work related to the smart key and automated notification as part of future development and improvement of these functions. In week 11, the focus will move to analytic, access control, and security. These areas are particularly important because Smart Clinic Plus manage sensitive healthcare information. In week 12, the team will conduct system integration and testing. This is where the different modules will be combined and test together. This is so important. And the last week, the team will perform final testing and deployment to make sure that the system is ready to be implemented. So the second part is preliminary budget breakdown. For the initial planning, we estimate the total project budget is about 22,500 Australian dollars. The larger part of the budget is $11,000 for development. This covers the main programming and implementation work required to build the Smart Clinic Plus system. And yep, overall is to $22,500. So to summarize, my contribution cover 5 main areas: developing the initial project timeline, organizing the development stage, identifying important milestones, preparing the preliminary budget, and estimating contingency and project resources. That's all. Thank you.